Good morning. This is Josh Hayes with Hedge Plus, and here's today's market monitor. I have to admit, it's a little hard to pinpoint what is responsible for what is currently setting up to be the fourth straight session where all the three major grains are in the positive and in green territory. Depending on who's out there offering their opinion, it's the soy disruptions in Argentina. They're having port issues, and the strike is back on. Well, if anyone remembers the last time this strike was put on, it was dismissed entirely as having much impact at all. And now suddenly it's the reason soybeans were up yesterday. Um, Regardless, I'm mentioning it now. I'm going to get to what I think is actually going on at the end of this, but I'll continue to mention what events have taken place. The pace of U.S. exports has not fallen off, and more countries are coming forward each day to renegotiate tariffs. That's a positive. On the negative side, today is the day that tariffs actually do take effect. 100 countries with varying levels of tariffs. There are still many who believe that now that they're going to start, now that the tariffs are going to actually take effect, that it's going to shut off all buying from the U.S. That seems kind of odd to have that opinion when we've seen so many countries desperately come forward trying to work out a deal. I don't think they're going to stop now. And I also think that Trump's going to give some of these countries some leeway if they just express the willingness to negotiate, and the tariffs will be delayed. I fully expect many tariffs to be delayed or to be removed very quickly. And then finally, China has taken what some are calling the deliberate action of devaluing its currency to counter some of the impact of its tariffs. I can buy that to a degree, and that would be problematic if China's economy is intentionally weakened. That is going to decrease demand for definitely livestock and many products. And they've clearly done some stocking up. So if they've given themselves some runway, some time to not buy, yes, China, that is going to be a problem. That's the only leverage they can create. I fully buy into that. But as far as the whole overall picture, why we're looking at our fourth straight positive session, I think it really does come down to the funds are seeing that this situation isn't going to match their worst fears. What brought the market down to the levels it reached, the low levels it reached in the first place. So it's some easing there and some genuine weather concerns. So regardless of not seeing any analysis that talked about those two things, I really do believe that's what's actually going on here. Quick look at the weather. U.S. is still the most concerning spot. It's going to be finally drying out in the flooding areas. I've seen they actually still will get some rain. It looks like in the Ohio River Valley um, for at least through Friday. And it's not going to be nearly as much, but they're not going to quite dry out just yet. And then you've got cold in the southern plains in an area they really can't afford to have any kind of freeze right now. Still, just the biggest weather concerns anywhere in the world are here in the United States. Number two is definitely China. They are still extremely dry in their corn planting regions, and it says it's going to be dry for at least the next 10 days. The next possibility of rain is 10 days from now, and the degree of confidence in that forecast is not high. So China wants to move to growing more of its own grain, but their own climate has always made that difficult. And we see more of it now here. Ontario and Quebec are too wet, too cold. That's setting them back. And in Australia, rain is still needed. They are desperately in need of rain to build up moisture in the soil so they can get underway with their wheat planting. Not quite as dire of a situation as we're seeing, or a major impact from the weather we're seeing in the United States or China, but definitely something to watch for there. And here is a look at the prices up across the board, to give you an idea where these prices are compared to this time yesterday, 24 hours ago. These prices, corn at 470 is about 4 cents over yesterday at this time. Beans are about 7 cents higher than yesterday at this time. And wheat is about even, although two and three quarter cents above where we closed yesterday afternoon. That's all for today. Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you again tomorrow.